probably no clue that 6 generations later it was still be going.
6 generations and more than 100 years, and House Brothers Tavern is still going strong, but there have been some major changes over the years.
WCIA3 Sarah Lehman is with us. All right, Sarah, so what kind of changes are we talking about?
All right, so if you or I would have walked into the tavern 50 years ago, you probably would have heard a pin drop. That's because when it first opened until kind of recently, it was a men-only tavern in our town, Mattoon.
There's that one. Okay. And then you said get Mark.
Walk into the doors of the old House Brothers Tavern, and you're taken back in time. It's been a place where you could grab a beer or a good conversation since 1905, and it's been in the same family for just as long.
It started with my great-great-grandpa, who passed it on to his son, who then passed it on to his 3 sons, who then my grandpa passed it on to my dad, and then my dad passed it on to me. So I'm the 5th generation in the family since 1905.
5th generation, but first woman. Bartell was the first ever woman bartender for the tavern, and now she's the first woman owner. Actually, she was one of the first girls to ever set foot in the bar.
This was an all-men's tavern. Guys would get off work, come in here. When they got off work, there was no women, there was no wives. This was their escape.
And that's how it was for most of Kelsa's childhood, too.
Well, when I was growing up, because I was the daughter, I had to stand in the back room behind a curtain. I wasn't allowed to come up front.
But now, all of that has changed.
So now we're just with the times, and it's not an all-men's tavern anymore.
Even installing the first woman's restroom just a few months ago. And Kelsa says right now, ironically, they only have women bartenders working. She says it's nice to be the first in all of these categories and bringing the tavern up to date. But what's more important for her, keeping it in the family name in our town, Mattoon.
I'm more happy that I just kept it in the family. Like, I feel like family is really important, and my son, who would be the 6th generation, he's the one playing Pac-Man back there, he helped my husband pour the concrete outside, and my dad made the comment, if his great-great-great-grandpa knew that his great-great-great-grandson was going to be pouring concrete and this was still going, like, I mean, he would be so happy. He had probably no clue that 6 generations later it was still be going.
Well, as for the future of the tavern, Kelsa hopes more women will start visiting. And they're starting a beer garden next to the bar. And she says she hopes they can keep it in the family name for 100 more years. Back to you.
All right. Very good changes indeed. All right.